Hello everybody and welcome to Kids Time. My name is Sonja and I'm the Christian Education Director here at Emmanuel Lutheran Church in snowy Missoula, Montana. We got lots of snow this week and we are covered in white. But today we have a story about talents. Do you know what a talent is? A talent is a special ability or something that you're really good at. I have some questions for you. And if you think you can answer yes to my question, raise your hand, okay? So, how many of you are good at reading? What about soccer? What about karate or dancing? How about making new friends? How about being kind to people? How many of you are good at that? How about playing an instrument? Or maybe more than one. What about math? Are you good at math? How about, are you good at making people laugh? Are you good at playing outside? Are you good at taking care of a pet? How many of you are good at keeping your room clean? How about singing or coloring? Oh my gosh, the list goes on and on. All of us have talents that we were given by God, and we can use those talents and share those talents with others. Today, our story is from the Gospel of Matthew, and it is another parable that's told by Jesus. It's about sharing those talents and hiding some talents. So let's read this story together. Today, I'm going to be reading our story from the World Story Bible, starting on page 266. And it's taken from Matthew chapter 25, verses 14 through 30. And this particular story is called Trusted with Talents. Jesus' disciples wanted to be prepared for God's kingdom. How can we be ready, they asked. Jesus answered by telling a parable about talents. A rich man trusted 3 servants with his money. He gave the first servant 5 silver talents. The servant bought some cloth, made it into clothes, and sold them. He earned 10 talents. The second servant received 2 talents. She bought seeds, tended them, and sold the crops. She earned 4 talents. The third servant received 1 talent. He felt nervous. What if he bought cloth, but no one bought his clothes? What if he bought seeds, but they didn't grow? The servant decided to bury his talent to keep it safe. When the rich man asked what happened to his money, the first 2 servants were excited. They showed him the talents that they had earned. The rich man grinned and said, "You used my talents to earn even more talents." The third servant held out his 1 talent. "I was afraid to use this," he said, "so I have the same amount to give back to you." The rich man frowned. "You could have used my talent, but instead you hid it away." Well, in our story, Jesus talked about a man who gave money to 3 of his servants before going on a trip. He wanted each of the servants to use that money and to use it wisely and to make more money. Well, the first 2 servants did this. One bought some cloth and made clothes and made even more money. The second servant bought some seeds and planted and sold the produce. But that third servant, well, he was afraid. And so he buried that talent or that money. Because in the Bible, the talents were actually the form of money. And so he buried that talent and left it until the master came back. And he was so pleased with those first two servants. And he told them, that is what I wanted you to do. That is what I intended for you to do. But he was very angry with that third servant who buried the money and did not do what he was intended to do with that money. Now, why do you think Jesus would tell a story like this? His parables always have a meaning to them, don't they? And I think he wanted to remind us that God has given all of us special blessings. You and me, those special blessings. And he wants us to use them well. Some people are so talented at academic or reading and school, and others are really good at sports or recreation. And some of us have a talent for talking and speaking and making friends with people. Well, none of these things will do much good if we don't use them well. And if you are really good at painting and you hide away all your art supplies, well, then you can't share that gift with others around you. Sometimes we hide those gifts or bury them like the servant did because we're afraid. We're thinking maybe somebody will laugh at us or make fun of us for our talent. But God does not want us to do that. He wants us to use them to bless other people. He doesn't want us to hide them or hold on to them and not use them. If he has given us those talents, those have a special purpose. And we can honor God by using our talents to love and serve him and each other. So, if you have a special talent, you probably have more than one of them. Use it wisely and bless others with your talents. Well, before we go today, I'd like you to join me in a prayer, and you can repeat after me. We'll fold our hands, close our eyes, and bow our heads. Dear God, please show us that we each have small and big talents. Help us to share those talents to make your world a better place. Amen. Well, thanks so much for joining me today, and I hope that you stay well and healthy and that you share those talents with the world. Goodbye, everybody. I'll see you next week.